Hello to you. So happy to see you on our YouTube channel here at Improov. I'm Sandrine Gressard and I'm really pleased to welcome you here. We got some great videos to show you. This next one's really exceptional. I hope you enjoy watching this video as much as we had fun making it for you. Remember, you can subscribe to this channel to get all the other videos that we're coming out with on a regular basis. Make sure you don't forget to hit that bell so that you get notified, and give us a little like, of course, if you like it. And then we'll just play the video now so that you can enjoy it and learn how to be more efficient, how to save time, and how to enjoy life that much more. Now we're looking at key number 4, which is getting to a zero inbox. Now, I want you to understand that getting to a zero inbox seems like something that's out of a movie, right? You're like, seriously? You're going to tell me that I can actually live with 0 emails in my inbox? Yes, that's what I'm telling you today. You can end up with 0 emails in your inbox, because think about it. Your inbox is precisely that. It's a box to receive your mail. So think about your mailbox at home. Your mailbox at home. When you go there and you open it up and you read your mail, you read it and you decide what you're going to do with it. There's some things you're going to toss. That's just publicity. There's some things you're going to read and reply to. There's some invoices you have to pay. So there's something you have to act on. And then you're going to either file them or destroy them or whatever. You're going to do something with them. But never, ever, ever do you read your mail and then put it back in the mailbox, right? Or do you? I don't, but I used to in my inbox, right? I've done that before. You read an email, oh, I'll deal with it later. Mark as unread and then put it back, leave it there, right? So that when you scroll through it again, you're like, I know I've read it, but I'm just marking it as unread so that I can come back to it and actually get to it. I'm smiling because, of course, that sounds pretty kind of, strange, because that's really not a very good way to know, what do I have to do? Because now how do you differentiate the ones you've already read from the ones that you're reading for the first time? You're not. You're basically just reading over and over again the same emails, and then the new ones, and then the same ones, and then the new ones, and then the same ones. And you're not being as effective as you could. So let's stop that. Let's end that. And let's decide to do something different. The reality is that a lot of people have hundreds or even thousands of emails in their inboxes. They file them, some of them, and then they spend way too much time looking for them. It's really not optimal at all. So you're probably thinking, oh yeah, having an empty inbox, what a joke. But it's not impossible. And we've actually done this for many clients, where people showed up with like 60,000 emails in their inboxes, and within like a month, they were down to not even 100. If it's doable for them, it's definitely doable for you. The difficult thing is that changing the order in which you do things, changing your habits with emails, might seem like a huge investment, but it will be effortless as soon as you get what the deal is, as soon as you get what the habit to develop is. And it's actually it's not as difficult as you think it may be. I was about to say quite easy, because actually it is. It's just that a lot of people have this thing that, oh, I can't change my habit. I've been doing this for so long. Yes, but when you see the benefits of it, you will change your habit. So let's go back to Outlook and check how we're going to do this in our inbox. So first of all, we have to go to our inbox to do this, right? So we're going to click on our little envelope here. And I want to show you some very nice add-ons that Microsoft has created for us in the recent times. So it's been about a few years. They've added something that's quite practical, called the archive button. So right up here, you have a little archive box with a green top. And this archive button, actually, when you hit that from an email, and I'll do it from this one. So I take this email and I go archive. So it's from November 15th. We're going to say archive. And where does it go? Well, it goes into this subfolder beneath our inbox called archive. So when you click on this, you will actually see that one email I took from November. So let me see where it went. There we go, November. Okay, so here it is. There, that was the email we just put in our archive. So it doesn't go somewhere that's impossible to find. And actually, I have to tell you, the archive folder is indexed by the Outlook search engine. So it's really neat because whatever you put in there, you can find like super easily. So let's say, for example, I wanted to pull up this one that's m dot space x, and I'm going to find for the plant. I'm going to look for the plant. So I go into my inbox and I say plan. Oops. Plan. There you go. So if I look at that here, I'm going to find, you see how the 15th of November, that email, it showed it, it found it even though it wasn't in the subject. If I double click on it, there is what I was looking at. You see, it's right there. So it finds it even in the body. Now, it didn't highlight it for you, but if it shows up, it's because it's in there. Okay. So that's the first thing you need to know about the archive button. One of the things I use a lot is when I reply to somebody. So if I reply to this person, which is myself, but I'm in my training account, which is not Sandrine, and I reply to it, I can reply to this person and say, yep, we'll get it done next week in my to-dos. Thanks, JK. So now, there you go. I've signed that and I'm sending it off. Now that I've sent it, I'm going to take this email, and because I've already flagged it and everything, I'm just going to archive it. I don't need to put it anywhere else. I just archive it. Why? Because it's going to be easy to find, right? So now I'm going to go to the archive folder and I'm going to show you where it is. So if I go back, there it is. That's the one that I just replied to. See, and it says I replied, and it says you replied right now at this time. So it's all very easy to find, very easy to recover. And now, if I want to find it in my task list, you'll see that, remember I had put it in my task list, this one email that I had put in my task list. If I now show the task list here, my dashboard, you will see that that email, you see, report to be sent next week. Look where it is, archive, right? So it's still showing up in the dashboard. It doesn't matter that I moved the email. I flagged it. Remember, this had no icon, but because I replied to it, it shows my reply. But the email is still here, and now the email is living in the archive folder. Now, one of the things you want to do is you want to turn on conversation view, and you want to turn it on in this folder. Now, conversation view can be very confusing. A lot of people don't like it because they're not used to it. What conversation view does is that instead of showing you the emails, so I wrote to this person, they wrote back to me, I wrote back to them, they wrote back to me, maybe there was somebody that was copied, that person wrote back to us, and then I wrote back to the two of them. Instead of showing them one email, and have like 15 emails, one underneath the other in your inbox and taking up a lot of room, when you activate the conversation view, what it does is it regroups them under one conversation. And what gets confusing is that people don't realize that there's a little arrow that needs to be touched. So let's go see how that works. Here I have a conversation, and you see there's a little arrow. As soon as I hit it, it's going to open up the conversation we had. So all of this conversation here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 emails, if they were not regrouped, they would have taken up 5 lines in my Outlook. So now if I want to look at the preview, I simply need to I can just look at the whole history, right? So I see that. So I can go back to the beginning and say, this is how it happened. Hey, ladies, I need your input on a project. And then I wrote back, hey, great to hear from you. Well, I think the first and foremost, blah, blah, blah. And I wrote back, and then she wrote back again, and then I wrote back again. So we're having this conversation. And in order for it not to take up so much room in my inbox, we just click the little arrow. And now that whole conversation, I can still read it completely here, but it doesn't take up all that room. So that's a really nice way of saving room in my inbox. So now I'm going to go into the admin folder, and I'm going to see that the conversation is right here. There it is. It's the exact same conversation we were having before, and it has been filed in the right place as a conversation. Now, in order for that to happen, you have to make sure that when you're choosing show as conversations, you choose it for all your mailboxes and not just for your inbox here, right? So if I remove it out of this folder, it won't remove it for all of them. Let's say I add it. I'm going to make sure it's all mailboxes so that in every mailbox, I have the conversation view. Once you get used to it, it's really, really simple. Last but not least, in terms of conversation, I'm going to reply to this last email here. And I'm going to say, hey, thank you for everything. Looking forward to working with you again soon. Thanks. And then I'll take this and then there you go. Actually, it's not Sandrine, it's JK. And then I'm going to say send. So now I'm going to send this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete now. And then you'll see what happens. Once I delete it, it's going to ask me if I want to delete the entire conversation because I have it in conversation view. It'll delete the entire conversation. So if I don't want to do that, then what I would do, I would have to open this up and delete only the one that I need to delete. So now if I delete this, it'll just delete that one message. Okay, and then here I can go to my deleted items and show, if I go to the date here, I can show this one message I just deleted. Okay, so really important to remember that once you're in conversation view, if you delete something, it'll delete the whole thing. The entire conversation will be deleted. Last thing I want to show you that's really important when you're working inside Outlook and mainly when you're working inside emails is the search function. The search function in Outlook has become really nice, and you'll see that finding emails is a lot easier than it used to be. So let's give you a few examples that you can work with and take away right away with you. So when you're inside your inbox, you'll notice something as soon as you put your mouse over the search field. As soon as you click it, keep your eyes on the ribbon, you'll see what happens. You see how the whole ribbon changed and it becomes a search bar. So I'll click here again, and then I'll click back and search just to show you. You see? And now what you can do is you can search an email from a specific person. So let's say you want to search an email from Victor inside your inbox. All the emails you've ever received from Victor will be here. And then you say, well, that's too many emails. That's not really helping me. I'm going to check. There was something about a follow-up that I wanted to find. So you can type follow-up and see what happens. And there you go. There was indeed conversations that were about a follow-up call. And now you found it. You see how that was really fast? Because you're using the tools that are inside the search field function in the search bar, and it's finding this information for you. And as you can tell, it's not just looking at the from, but it's also looking inside the message. When you type the word Victor, it still shows up. So that's the power now of the search bar in Outlook. It's a lot more powerful than it used to be. So that was tip number 4, where I was showing you how to work with emails, archive function, transform emails into tasks, and flagging. Now, can you see what it's going to do if you actually get to reducing your inbox to 0? You see how you can save time, have more energy, and allows you to focus on what's really essential. One of the ways that people lose time is that they're just not able to focus. So the other thing that's really powerful is, of course, you saw the follow-ups. As soon as you put a flag, it shows up right there in your dashboard. Really, really neat. So I promised you today that I would help you master the interface, discover how to optimize your schedule, create a schedule that's really solid with all the tasks that you have to accomplish, and achieve a 0 inbox. Imagine if you could apply all of these skills and apply them to your job, to your personal life in just a few weeks. What would that be worth to you? Well, can you think of how these strategies are going to be useful in your life? So this approach, in the 13 years that we've been teaching this approach here at Improov, and I've been teaching it even longer than that before Improov, we don't just teach technical competency. what we teach is we teach to address the human factor, which really increases the chances of you making a difference in your own life. So what's the next step? Well, you have two choices, really. You can try to implement this by yourself by watching videos online and just trying to figure it out. Or you can allow us to help you implement this better than anyone, really, because we've been doing it for so long and we've helped thousands of people. So I'm wondering if you can really see how, if you implemented these skills, you could get so many more results in every day of your life. And if you learn this system, you can really transform Outlook and make it that personal, virtual, 24/7 assistant that you need. Imagine having somebody who you can depend on at all times, and they're working for you. Because I've only shown you these 4 keys that I showed you today. They're just the little tiny, tiny, tiny tip of the iceberg. In the course that we provide, that's 3 workshops, an hour and a half each, plus about 55 videos to watch and homework to do. In that whole entire journey that we teach, you get so many more of these tips and tricks, so many more things to help you out. I automate my Outlook so much that there's things that I just press a button and the computer sends emails for me to the right person, copies the right person, files it, does, like, there's just things that you wouldn't even imagine. But I want you to experience them. So let's see if you're willing to go with option 2, which is, instead of figuring it out on your own, letting us help you do that. So option 2 is what? The best Outlook training that we know exists, called the Outlook FA class. It's for professionals, and you can apply everything you learn right now. You don't need to spend countless hours. As I said, it's 3 times an hour and a half. And this program, it's been delivered for the past, well, now we've been saying 10 years, but we're saying 10 years. And after the years go by, it's actually 13 years. And there's over 20,000 people who have experienced it. So I wouldn't be telling you that it really works if it didn't. I can tell you the thousands of people that we've trained, everybody's like, wow, this is amazing. I get so much more done and I'm so much more in control. So in the market right now, what you have is you've got free online training through YouTube and Google. You have tutorials, even from Microsoft or from Google. You have, most office training classes are pretty classic and not super exciting. And you have some private training in companies, adapted, but usually very expensive because they charge you for entire days of training in classrooms. You have public group trainings that, are either too fast or too slow. And we actually don't experience that problem, because what happens is that we actually change the rhythm through our videos. Because you see, what happens is, in our courses, you take the workshops live, but then you watch the videos. And so the videos is where you're going to see how to configure things. And because we don't do that live, nobody's wasting time going, oh, it's going too slow, or, oh, wow, it's going too fast, I can't follow. You're doing this on your own. But when we're together, that's when we answer questions. That's when we show you value-added material so that you can keep moving forward. So those were the 4 keys of mastering Outlook. And I hope to see you in one of our courses soon. If you want more information, you know how to find us, and you'll see when the next courses are available. And we really hope to see you in one of these classes, and maybe I'll be your trainer, maybe somebody else will, but I'm really looking forward to helping you gain more time, more efficiency, and definitely much less stress. So was that neat? Did you learn a bunch of stuff? And are you just like completely pumped about what you can do now, because now you got more time on your hands and more relaxed moments in life so that you're not so stressed and overwhelmed? That's the whole point of all of our videos. So we know we hit the spot. We know we can help you. And please remember to check back in here, hit that like button, hit the bell. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. And we'll be coming out with more videos, more tips and tricks to show you how to be more efficient with technology or without, because efficiency is our middle name. Thanks for watching our Improov channel. Again, I'm Sandrine. Have a wonderful rest of your day, evening, night, morning, whatever time it may be. Bye for now.